Hello friend, it's me Pat Sloan for our daily video, and the topic of today is a book nook. And what I want you to do today is get out one of your books, maybe you have my Celebrate the Seasons, and find a project in the book that you want to make this month to decorate for fall or for Halloween. So if you are using my book, there are two small projects in here to decorate with that are super easy. You can do them in not a lot of time. So here's the first one. It is the super cute pumpkins, a little wall hanging. These pumpkins are, quick, they're big, there's not a lot of pieces, a couple pumpkins, couple leaves, and you are done. The other one, which is right after this, is probably, I don't know, it's one of the smallest projects in the book, but it's probably one of my favorites because how I use the fabric. Fabric can really make a difference. So this is a little Acorn Mug Rug. So there you go. It is using a piece of beautiful fabric that I had gotten from French General Fabric Line, which is a Moda designer, and they had these florals that are sort of vintage, very vintagey, and I just started messing around with the images, and I found this particular image. Think like large paisleys and those kind of, and those tone on tone. So this was so fun. Look so fun, the fussy cut. So this is in the book too. So if you wanted to make a little acorn mug rug for fall and go through your fabric, that is so much fun. So that's our book nook topic for today. Find a project and make a plan for making it. And if you want, pick something small because you can make it easier than something big, or pick something you've always wanted to do. So that's the book nook. Now I have to talk the rest of the time about borders. Two different projects. I want to just go a little bit more into thinking through how I think through borders. I did this the other day on the out west up here, so I want to do sort of the follow-up on that. But first I want to show you my two border options for the Spools quilt. Now I've run out of like I'm just tired of pinning stuff up onto quilts, so I just sort of folded the fabric to do this audition. So here we go. So here's the Spools with the blue border from Morrison Park. So you can see there's more of the spools. So I did that. That's the blue, and then I used here, hold on. I used the stripe. Oh, now I fell down. See, I didn't get it. This is so difficult. So I'll just hold it here again. So this is, I could do the red, or the pink rather, stripe inner border. So that's the blue. And then voila, here's the pinky red with a blue inner border. Now I also have other fabrics, but I thought the kind of stripe was good. I think the spools are all kept very light. I've got them just folded over. So Greg also said he doesn't think I should have any spools that were empty. I don't know why. He said, no, there shouldn't be any empty spools. So if you like the red, or do you like the blue? So I'm not sure. I have my favorite of what I thought I would want, and then I'm not sure now after I tried the other color. So we'll see. I'm going to see if I can pin it up. If I can get this done, I can put it up on the wall here, and then I can look at that. So out west, here we go. Out west, I auditioned the setting squares. Now here is the layout. So the layout has these 4 side strip units, and so there we go. I have them all set up, and they are 5 squares, and I'm going to show you the fabric that was used in the quilt and how I sort of thought through, and then I'm going to show you 2 options. So there was a sort of light fabric. Whoop, there we go. There was light fabric and dark fabric. There's a light fabric pile. So first I sorted them into light and dark. So the light had like 4, and then I could put the gold, definitely put the gold with the light. It definitely would work. And that would be one option, would be to just use the light fabrics. There were a lot more dark fabrics. So I went through, there's the bunch of blues and navies, a couple of them prints, the aquas, or the teals rather. These are more teal to me. And then the reds and burgundies. So once I laid these out, I thought, okay, well, I certainly have a lot more options to play with here. And it will give that sort of firm color on the sides. And remember I talked in the other video about using yellow to pop out to the edges. So let's go. We're going to come up here and I'm going to go over to the board and I'm going to switch out some fabrics. I'm going to pull it all the way up. There we go. Let me unhook this so I don't pull it out or off of me. So I can do several options. I think you can see everything here. Yep. So I just mix them up. I don't want them to be laid out identical because that's kind of boring and predictable to me. I like to mix them up, and I put a yellow down in this corner and a yellow up in that corner. Then I had the burgundies over here, and I didn't put any burgundy over there, and I brought this teal over here, but I didn't put it on this side. So that was just sort of balancing them out. Now when I look at that, one of the things is the yellow is higher contrast to me than the other pieces. It doesn't blend, those yellows don't blend in there as well. So if I were to take them out and put a navy in there, then let's see, I think I can reach up there. This is hard with the mic. Okay, so there we go. Now I don't have that pop of yellow. So as you can see, it doesn't sort of make your eye look at those yellows, even though the purpose of the yellow originally was so that it brought more yellow onto the outside. I didn't want to bring it in a way that it pops so that you're like focused on it. But what happened if I use just the beiges here? So I'm gonna swap out this row because I think you can see that one best, and put in those light colors, which will make it look entirely different. So there's 5 fabrics, and hopefully I didn't drop any here. So I'm just going to put the 5 fabrics. There we go. And that is the change of what a light would look like. And then remember, this is on either side, and so which basically is about the shade of my background. So those would give it a very light edge, and I actually like that as well. So it is a hard decision. It's not it's a first world problem, right? Which sashing color? Which sashing? I'm intending to go towards the dark, but remember I'm going to put a dark border on it. I'm going to put this floral on it as well. So it will have a little spacer, but I'm still thinking, maybe I should go with the light. So if you would like to chime in on what you would do if this was your quilt, go right ahead. I'd like to hear, because this is how I think through things, is actually by doing, which means I've cut squares to size that I won't use. But if you noticed, what I did here is that I figured I was going to use the dark. So I pretty much cut all the dark first. And I also have a lot more dark to work with. Now for the light, I only cut enough to audition. So that was only 4 squares. So I'm not like really wasting the fabric. And if I decide not to use it, I will put them, I will cut them into 2.5-inch squares and save them. And I know that'll be a little bit wasteful, but I'm okay with that because I'd rather have the 2.5 than an odd number of 3.5-inch squares that I'll never use. So there you go. One more look at that. The light is kind of nice, but the dark kind of frames it. So might have, now next thing I might have to do is put the border up there and really make the final decision. So I want to say thank you to our friend. I got a little gift from Kathy, which is so darn cute. It's a little tiny needle minder, and it has the Eiffel Tower on it. Isn't that sweet? Thank you, Kathy. I love it. I love it. Love, love, love the Eiffel Tower. I think that's what happens when you go to Paris when you're a young woman. You know, you fall in love with the Eiffel Tower. I think everybody does. What else? one more border, one more border to show you, and then, okay, Morrison Park. So I did put the double on here. I'm going to stand up. I did put the double on. Then I'm going to tell you who's on tour today for Morrison Park. Here we go. Here I put the double border. Ta-da! So I really like this. I really like pulling that navy out, that navy stripe. Plus, with all that navy stripe in there, I just think it makes it zing. It just brought it up a notch to do that. And then I may just use the yellow for the binding, or I may order half a yard of a fabric. We don't know. I found the fabric to order, so that's a dilemma. I didn't want to order any. Okay. So today on the Morrison Park tour, it is stop number 6. And my wonderful good friend Pam. She is with Pam Kitty Morning, if you know Pam Kitty Morning. Otherwise, her full name is Pam Vieira McGinnis. And she is just someone that you've probably seen her work. She's done work for the magazines. If you watch the HGTV series, the Quilt show, she was somebody who was behind the scenes, and she did pop in there every so often. She was a quilt maker for the TV show. She worked with Alex. She works with Alex Anderson, and so she would have her work there. She also had fabric lines with for quite a few years with a company called Lake House, and they were Pam Kitty Morning fabrics. So you might in your stash have these cute little kitties. Once you go to her website, you're going to recognize everything from her banner, because she has a particular style and it is so darling. And if you're on Instagram, you must follow Pam. You must follow Pam Kitty Morning because she just shares the most incredible work. And then she also shares things that others do that is in the style that she likes. So Pam is our stop today. And I believe Cheryl's giveaway may have ended or will just soon be ending. So if you didn't get in on that, you want to just check that. Plus check the other 5 stops that are here. I keep trying to put that out there so that you don't miss anything. I don't want you to miss anything. There's just too much fun going on. So thank you for being here. This has been a great talk. I love talking fabric and borders and all of that. It's so neat to walk through it, and I'm glad I'm able to function and do that now. All the links are below for everything. I love you. Mwah. I will see you online.